It is another day on the Rover 1 project. So today on the Rover 1 project, amongst all this mud, I'm gonna attempt to put the tarp back on. The tarp is an integral part to the whole build. Keeps the rain out, snow, harsh sun. I think it's all the way in the back there. Okay, so take a little walk around here. It's quite a mess. Just got to get that cover back on, and there's a Jeep in the way. Okay, so this is the right corner. Whole thing's upside down, of course. Look how flimsy this is. I take that back. I think the Jeep is gonna help. There's a ladder. So there's the top cap. Right about here should be the middle. Damn it. I keep ripping this thing too. Oh my god, it's so ripped. That's why you invest in a garage. See, this little part here has to be down a little more. It's a little hard to do. It's stuck. There we go. Wow, look at that. Whew. This is the one sad reality of working outside, is especially in Canada, you always have to be setting things up and tearing things down and resetting and cleaning. It takes a lot of time. Like right now I could be working on this thing, but instead I'm setting this tent up. I don't really want to, but I have to because I have no other choice. But that's not always bad, because at least you get to clean up at the end of the year. Now, would I much rather have a shop? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I am reaching out to people for shop space, and honestly, I'll take something if I can get it. But if I can't, then I'll have to stay here, which isn't the end of the world. Oh, look at that. Gonna have to address this at some point. Rip right off. Always buy good quality stuff. As you can see, over the Jeep, it's about the same level as this canopy itself. So you can imagine Rover 1 growing, I don't know, 2 feet or 30 inches or whatever it's gonna be around. It won't even be close to fitting under this thing. So this is only good for stock Jeep, my friends. This is as stock as it gets. Bare bones. I miss this thing. Definitely a cool vehicle, man. So since I'm going to be working on the back of this thing, I think, given the rips in this tarp, I think it would be wise to move the whole Jeep forward. So let's have a look over here. Yeah, I don't care if it sticks out the front. So. Lots of coverage, a little more space to work. Now, as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff to clean here. Certainly not going to be doing that anytime soon. There's still ice, for God's sake. So, I'm going to finish up this tarp, and then let's chat about what's next for this Rover 1. It's coronavirus. I thing with leaves is you have to get them before winter comes, or else you deal with a wet, sopping mess in the spring. Looking for that. Hopefully you can see how bad someone like me might benefit from a garage. It's a beautiful day, thankfully, and on a nice dry summer's day, it's awesome to work outside, but when it's wet and rainy and the spring and the fall, you know, I'd rather just rent a shop. Wouldn't you? Okay, let's talk about the other part of this video, and that is what I have planned for the Rover One next. If you take a look here, you can see that it obviously needs to be extended. The whole frame and everything needs to be extended. By the way, after this, I'll be going over my paint job to see if it held up or if I wasted my time. Anyway, the frame needs to be extended. I'm not really quite sure exactly how I'm doing that yet. So if we take a look down here, you can see in the Rover One pictures, it looks like they just sort of, they don't even cut it here. They may just, I don't know, it looks like they might just butt it up to about here and then extend it back however long it needs to be with just 2x3 frame or whatever this is. So I think that's what I'm gonna do as well. I'll just get, I don't know, 4 feet or 5 feet of 2x3 channel and then extend it back. So that leaves the next part, the body. Now what do we do about the body? Now thankfully on a Jeep YJ, I'll show you. Thankfully on a Jeep YJ, these fenders or fender wells or whatever are square. On a TJ, they're not, so it's a little harder. But on the YJ, they're square. So technically, if I were to cut somewhere in this area, right, on another YJ body, back of the body, and then just literally butt joint it up to here, I could extend this body by this much, which is about 2 feet or so. Maybe that's exactly what they did in the Rover One. As far as the fuel tank filler goes, that won't be there anymore. That'll be covered by armor or whatever. It'll be on the side. And how it's done on the Rover One is they actually used a diff cover to cover the fuel tank filler. At least I think, because you can't see the fuel tank filler on the back. So it must be around this side, right? And then they just used a diff cover and they decorated it, and I guess you probably just lift it up or something so you can fill it up with fuel. So if I go that route, I'll have to get the back half of a Jeep tub, which won't be too hard. I know a guy, Brent's Garage, who's got lots of tubs. I think that's the easiest, best way to do it. And then of course the top will be useless to me, so I'll sell the top. And then what else do we have to worry about? Gas tank, fuel lines, brake lines, drive shaft, rear axle relocation. That stuff can all come at a later date, maybe over the winter if I have a shop space, or who knows. But this Jeep doesn't need to drive right now. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if it drives in the next year or two. I just want to get the thing done. So those are my plans. Now, of course, with the coronavirus, COVID-19, and everyone shutting down and stuff like that, I don't have a job. It's going to be put on hold for a while, but hopefully not too long. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can solve the fuel issue another day, and then of course look under the Jeep and see how my paint job went. I see there is some rusting somewhere, but I hope it's not bad. Anyway, I think that's gonna about do it for this video. Not really sure what else to do. I still have to put the light in there and connect a few wires and stuff, but as far as the fuel problem goes, let me show you what I think is the problem. I was talking to some friends in the 4x4 group, and they mentioned that check all the connections in this fuse box, every single one of them. One might be loose, one might be off completely. I'm not really sure, so I'm going to do that another day when it's a little warmer and I have some more time, and I'll make a video of that, because I think if I can figure that out, why not make a video? And then we can get rid of all this. I don't even remember how I wired in this fuel pump, to be honest. It's not too much of a deal to me because I want to diesel swap this in the future, but that's when the Rover one's done and driving already, so I want to make sure the thing dries before that, of course. Well, if you liked this video and you want to see more, do hit the subscribe button and do hit the subscribe bell. How YouTube works nowadays is if you don't hit the bell, you don't see the video, basically. And you know, if you like my stuff and you want to see more, then you have to hit the bell, or else you might miss it, because I upload irregularly, especially now with the virus. A few other things I want to mention. Once I hit 5,000 subscribers, which is very soon, I'm going to come out with some awesome video. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And then, of course, I'm going to launch maybe a Patreon, maybe a GoFundMe, something like that. I'm launching the Discord chat. I'm going to be doing some crazy stuff in this Jeep for that video. Maybe I'll even end up breaking the thing. I don't even know how good of a shape this thing really is in currently. I don't really think it's all that drivable. The shocks don't even function. They're totally shot. But anyway, look forward to that. That is coming out very soon. Until further news, I shall talk to you later.